Ulfhéðnar and the Unknown. I am your host, E.D. Testerman. This video is going to cover the legendary Úlfhéðnar. Are they a werewolf? Are they simply just warriors in wolf clothing? Let us find out. It is a cool spring English morning. A thick fog covers the area. A Northumbrian soldier walks the wall, half asleep. It had been a long night for him, and he was quickly losing the battle against a sleep that gnawed at his mind. Off in the distance, he heard a wolf howl. But it sounded different. He looked over the wall for a few minutes, but saw nothing. He shrugged his shoulders and went back to his bored march along the wall. The fires were dying down, and he loaded more wood into the brazier. Once again, an odd howl broke the silence of the night. Looking out again, but still, nothing could be seen. Something did not feel right, and he was uneasy. After a while of not seeing anything, he again turned back to his work and walked the wall. As the sun began to peek out over the trees, a howl rang out, and it was close, very close. When he went to peer over the wall, he was hit in the chest with an axe. He fell to the ground, unable to utter a word. Over the wall came this half man, half wolf that towered over him. His life was over, and he knew it. Fear gripped him tightly, and the werewolf howled out, and was soon followed by others. They poured over the wall like a small flood. As death came to collect his soul, he knew that the Viking Úlfhéðnar had come for them, and blood would fill the streets this cool spring morning. The last image that he saw was of teeth coming for his throat to end his suffering. This history of the Úlfhéðnar is going to be brought to us by history warriors, and it's pretty close to it. Some of the things is a little different to what I understand, but I believe it won't be bad. In Viking society, the warrior ethos was center to the identity of its people. The valor in battle was not just a measure of personal strength, but also a spiritual connection to the gods, especially Odin. The Viking warriors were raiders, explorers, or defenders, were revered for their prowess and fear by their enemies. The idea of a warrior imbued with the spirit of an animal, particularly a wolf, was a powerful symbol in Norse culture. For more on Viking warriors' spiritual connections to their gods, see the article on Björn Ironside's legendary raid on Luna. In order to understand the Úlfhéðnar, you really need to explore their connections to other warrior groups like the Berserkers. Now, the Berserkers is the most common one from Norse mythology that people know about. In all actuality, there was different groups of these types of people, and Berserker, which actually means berserker, was just one type. They were known to be ferocious, mindless, but more feared than the Berserkers were the Úlfhéðnar. The Úlfhéðnar were unique in their association with wolves rather than bears, a distinction that influenced their battle tactics and shamanic practices. They were known to be wild and ferocious, but still had battle mind, where they can still know what they're doing to a point. The Úlfhéðnar are thought to have roots in shamanic traditions of early Germanic tribes, which evolved during the Viking Age. The warriors were more than mere soldiers. They were believed to undergo a transformation that allowed them to embody the spirit of the wolf. This transformation was both physical and psychological. They achieved this through rituals and deep connections to the totemic wolf. These warriors donned wolf pelts, which were not just for protection, but they're symbolic of their connection to the wild. The wearing of these pelts was believed to grant them agility, strength, and ferocity of the wolf, making them formidable on the battlefield. Unlike the Berserkers, who were associated with uncontrollable rage, the Úlfhéðnar were noted for their disciplined yet savage combat style. The Úlfhéðnar are deeply rooted in Norse mythology, particularly in their connection to Odin, the chief of all gods. Odin was often depicted as in the company of wolves, which reinforced the sacred nature of these animals in Norse belief. The wolf symbolized both destructive and protective forces that these warriors could embody. In the Norse culture, totemism was a wide worship belief, with warriors and shamans adopting the spirit of animals to gain their traits. The Úlfhéðnar exemplified this by living, hunting, and fighting as wolves would. Their connection to the wolf was so profound that it was said that they could harness the animal spirit to enter an altered state of consciousness, allowing them to perform feats beyond the capabilities of normal men. Within the Viking society, the Úlfhéðnar held a special status. They were not just elite warriors, but also spiritual figures who bridged the physical and supernatural worlds. This representation as warriors who could channel the spirit of the wolves made them both revered and feared. This reputation was also reinforced by the success in battle, where their combination of heightened senses, agility, and relentless aggression made them nearly unstoppable. The Úlfhéðnar differed from other Viking warriors in their disciplined approach to battle. While the Berserkers were known for their uncontrollable rage, the Úlfhéðnar used their heightened wolf-like instincts to outmaneuver their enemies, making them invaluable in both offense raids and defense battles. To explore more about Vikings' unique battle strategies and their legendary leaders, you can read the history of Vikings. The physical prowess of Úlfhéðnar were legendary. They were said to possess superhuman strength, heightened senses, and ability to withstand severe pain. These attributes were believed to be granted by their spiritual connection to the wolves. The Úlfhéðnar could enter a state of controlled ferocity, channeling the rage in a focused manner that made them deadly in combat. Psychologically, the Úlfhéðnar were trained to enter an altered state, often described as battle trance. This state allowed them to fight without fear, pain, or hesitation, much like a wolf in a life or death situation. This trance was achieved through rituals, meditation, and deep spiritual practices that connected them to the spirit of the wolf. Although this is not 100% confirmed, this is the most well-known theory of how they did this. The combat style of an Úlfhéðnar was as fearsome as their reputation suggested. They fought with the cunning and strategy of wolves, often using the element of surprise to their advantage. Their ability to move swiftly and strike with precision made them formidable opponents. In battle, they often led the charge, their wolf pelts symbolizing their readiness to confront the ferocious enemy. The Úlfhéðnar also used psychological warfare. Their appearance alone, clad in wolf skins and often painted their faces, was enough to instill fear in their enemies. This fear was a weapon in itself, as many battles were won before the first blow was struck simply due to the intimidating appearance of the Úlfhéðnar on the battlefield. There's also stories of them wearing nothing but their wolf pelts. They would go into battle stark naked. The Úlfhéðnar are commonly featured in various Norse sagas and poems, depicted as both heroes and fearsome adversaries. One of the most famous references is in the Vatnsdæla saga, where the Ulfhéðnar is described as a distinct class of warriors separate from Berserkers. This saga highlighted their unique abilities and their significance of their wolf skin transformation. In literature, the Ulfhéðnar are often portrayed as near mythical figures whose feats in battle were legendary. These stories have often contributed to the enduring legacy of the Ulfhéðnar, shaping our modern understanding of Viking warriors as symbols of relentless spirit of Norse people. There are old poems and old sagas that literally depict these Ulfhéðnar transforming into half man, half wolf. And this is where the legends of werewolves came from for the Norse and the Saxons and the Anglo. So this is an interesting deal. This is a type of werewolf in history, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you think, and until next time, peace, love, and blessings, everyone.